Okay, I'm going to try to get this started. What I want to do is show you guys basically how to use smart music. These are some of my favorite ways to use smart music. I want to give you some tips on how to organize your thoughts. Well, all right, let's take a look here. So I'm going to share my screen. We've got Outlook, no. Whiteboard, Outlook, no. Excel. What? That's really funny. Ah, there we go. All right, welcome to Hookpad. One of the first things you're going to want to work with are all of the chords up here. And then we're going to add a little melody to go over the top of it. But I like starting with the chords because it gives us a big framework that we can hang the rest of our instrument, we can hang the rest of our So welcome to Hookpad. Amazing program for composing. And one of the first things you're going to want to start with are the chords. Now, each one of these chords, it shows you the functions that they usually have in music theory, tonic, all of these different functions that we would usually use. You don't have to worry about that. In this case, each one of these boxes represents a chord that's built on each successive degree of the scale. So the one that's built on Do is going to be this C. One that's built on Re is going to be D minor, and so on and so forth. Okay, so La, Ti. I would stay away from this chord. It's not such a great chord to use, but all right. So anyway, let's continue. We've got chords here. Now, I'm going to write a song that is basically about how sad I feel right now in the COVID crisis that we're having. So I'm going to make it a minor song. And so that changes the way these numbers look. Lowercase Roman numerals are going to be minor chords. Uppercase Roman numerals are going to be major chords. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to start with, yes, that's a great one. And then, all right, so let's listen to what we've got so far. We have, let's see, do this without hurting you. Oops, got to rewind back to the beginning. There we go, and play. Not bad. Off to a good start. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this down. Oops, I'm going to slow this tempo down a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Make it an even 90. Okay. Let's go back and play it again. Yeah, I think I like that better. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to take the chords that I have and I want to build a melody on top of the chords. The melody is going to be shorter durations. Down here, I used big durations, 4, okay, or 4 beats, or taking up an entire measure. Up here, I'm going to use smaller um, amounts. And I'm going to do a little trick that I like to do. At the very beginning, I am going to put a 1/2, otherwise known as, like, it would be considered an eighth note, okay? Eighth note rest. I'm going to put an eighth note rest right there. And it's just a fun way to get started. Now, I have my choice. I can either use any note I want, or I can use notes that are from the chord. And notes that are from that chord, bum, 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 are actually outlined and shown right above the chord. If I hover over the chord, I get to see, C, E flat, and G, or note 1, note 3, and note 5. So I have my choices of those notes if I want it to be something that is from the chord, a chord tone. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to use 3. Ooh, much, much, much too long. So Control Z, or if I want, edit, undo. Okay. And what it'll do is give me a chance to get back. Oh, good. So now I'm at the half duration, 0.5. Takes up 0.5 of a note, 0.5 of a beat, otherwise known as a eighth note. So here we go. Now I can go up, go down, or stay the same. I think I'm going to stay the same. Now I can go up, go down, or stay the same. And I think I'm going to go up this time, but I'm not going to go to the next possible note. I'm not going to go from 3 to 4. I think I'm going to go from 3 to 5. Reason being, these are chord tones. So the blue dots are going to tell you that these are the notes that are from the chord. So I'm going to go from 3 to 5. Now, I can go up, go down, or stay the same. So I think I'm going to go down this time. And this time I'm going to use a non-chord tone. I'm going to go stepwise to the next possible step from 5 to 4. And then keep going. Back down. All right, so let's listen to what we've got so far. A whole bunch of eighth notes here. Sometimes it's not good to have the same value for everything. But in this case, I think because of the rest, it's going to be all right to have the same values for these notes, all eighth notes. So let's take a listen to what we've got so far. Well, what do you think so far? Now, since there's a lot of motion here, what I think I'll do is I'll slow down the motion here. I think I'll make the notes longer. These notes are faster. I'm going to make these a little bit slower. So I'll go up here and maybe, and okay, so that's a longer value. It's going to happen for every beat, otherwise known as quarter notes. And let's take a look at this chord. This chord, this E flat chord, the chord tones are E flat, G, and B flat. And the nice thing for me is that I actually can see with the blue dots that E flat, G, and B flat are all notes that are chord tones. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to my values here. Excuse me. I think I'm just going to have, now notice when I picked this, all of a sudden it went down to the next possible note. It kind of said, all right, you're already here. What's the closest one of those? And then the closest one is actually below the C, below 1. The 7 shows up down there. Now I can move that around. I can move it back up if I wanted to, just by making it glow. You click on it, you make it glow, and then you use your up-down arrows. But I like it going down like that. So I'll get back to my cursor here, and I think what I'll do is outline my chord again. I'm going to go to a 5. Okay, and then return to the 7. And leave a nice rest. You always want to leave a little space for your singer to breathe. If you put in notes that are nonstop with no rests, your singer is going to be, it's going to be very difficult for your singer. You always want to think about, even if you're playing it with a guitar or you're playing it with a saxophone or something like that, you still want to make sure that you take the time to put in a break, not only for your singer, but also for your audience. Your audience likes to have a little bit of a break too. So make sure there's a good variety of values, of note values. Make sure that you're always putting in rests here and there to give your audience a break and give your singer a break. Let's listen to what we've got so far. A lot of motion here. Slower motion here. Longer values. All right, let's listen to it one more time. Okay. Now, whenever I have a good idea, I want to put it in again. I want to use it again. So I could do it a couple of ways. I could take my cursor here and I could click and drag and make everything glow. Shows me that I've selected it. Just the melody. I haven't selected anything down here. And I'm going to copy, put my cursor flashing over here in the empty section, and I'm going to paste it. Control V. And let's listen to what we've got. Okay, it works. You notice that because I was really paying attention to using chord tones over here, when I get to these chords, they're different chords. And you can see from the what's being shown up here with the colors for the notes. When I hover here, there aren't too many notes that are part of the 7 chord, the VII chord. Okay, so, and take a look at this one. None of the notes are a part of this 6 chord or the IV chord. So maybe what I want to do is move those around a little bit and make them chord tones instead. Do that a couple of ways. Let's see. First off, I could just take everything that's there and move it down. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to click and drag again. And I'm going to put my down arrow and just say, doot. Now let's see if it's up, if it's closer. Yes, that looks a lot closer. Those are chord tones. Those are chord tones. Let's listen to our changes now. Whoa. I like that. I like that a lot. But maybe to make it a little bit different so that it's not exactly the same, I'm going to take this note here and I'm going to move it up. And then I'll use my right arrow to select the next one and go down. So instead of going leap, 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 it's going to be step, step, step. Now let's listen to what we've got now. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. So if I've got a good idea, what I want to do is use that good idea again. As a matter of fact, your audience, when the first time they hear it, they're not going to get it the first time they hear it. They're going to have to hear things a couple of times in order to really get it. Now we can demonstrate that with looping. I'm going to turn loop on and I'm going to play it for you so that it just goes a few times. So let's try that. Here we go. Now you get the idea. But at some point in here, as I'm listening to it, I kind of get bored. So when I copy and paste it, I'll probably end up going back and editing it again and changing a few things. So what I'm going to do is up here, I'm going to, I want to turn the looping off. Okay. I am going to click and drag again. And I'm going to select absolutely everything that's there. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything, because sometimes when people click and drag, they start too low and they go and they oh, it fixed it for me. We don't want to miss any of the notes. We don't want any of the notes to be missing when we go to copy and paste it. So edit, copy, put my cursor in the right place, and then I am going to paste, paste, paste. Whoa. And it made lots of new music for me. All right, let's listen to what we've got so far. And I am going to stop it when I start to get bored. When I get bored of listening to what I wrote, I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to make some changes. So let's listen here. That's about where I think I should change it up right there. I'm going to change the rhythm. I'm going to change the motion. When I'm talking about motion, I'm talking about the fact that this goes same, same, leap, going down. Same, same, leap, going down. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the value of this note. Watch what happens when I change the value. I'm going to make it longer. to make this one longer too. And what I'm going to do is I want to take this and I want to turn it upside down. So where I went up, I'm going to go down. And where I went stepwise down, I'm going to go up. So I'm going to turn everything upside down. I'm going to start with this note again, but this one, instead of going up 2 places, I'm going to go down 2 places. And let me make sure. Yes, that is a chord tone. And all right. Do I want it to be the same? Maybe not. Maybe I'll go to that non-chord tone and do stepwise going up from there. So if you take a look at the way this one goes down, this one goes up. All right, let's listen to the new thing that I've written here. Now, if I listen to that a couple of times, I really feel like since this direction goes up, I should continue that idea. I'm going to continue that motion and bring these notes. I'm going to bring them up. So, oops, and there. So now I go step, 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 up to the next one. And let's listen to what this looks like. I could do that. Seems like I've done a lot of stepwise stuff. Bump, 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 bump. It's just going step, 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 step. I am going to go step, leap. Ooh, look at that, big leap. Usually you don't want to make your leaps too far, because if you try to make your leaps really, really far, it's impossible to sing and it's very, very hard to play. So that is within 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only about 4 notes away. Okay, I don't want to make too many leaps that are bigger than that. Like that was 5 notes away. Let's listen to what that sounds like. That's tough. La, la, la. That's kind of hard to sing. And if I did that, it would be ridiculous to try to sing. La, la, la. It is very difficult to sing. So really, we don't want these leaps to be super far apart. And that was where I was before. All right, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the song. I'm going to listen again. And when I get bored, I'm going to change something. I got bored again. I got bored again right about here. So I'm going to change it a lot. I think I'm going to take this chord and I'm going to change it to this chord. Whoa. All right, just by changing the chord, it makes it sound a little more interesting. Listen from the beginning of the second line. All right. I think I might change this chord too. And since this was a major chord, I'm going to pick a minor chord. So this was a minor chord. I changed it to a major chord, capital letters. This was a major chord, and I changed it to a minor chord, lowercase letters. And let's take a look. Lucky me, those notes are still part of this chord. Now I've had this rest here the whole time. I am thinking that maybe I'll change that to an actual note this time. And the note will be, let's see, we have used that one. Number 7. Yep. Okay. I used number 7 there. Number 5. Yep. Use number 5 there. 7 again. I have not used number 2. So maybe I'll make it a number 2. Let's take a look. I like that. So for this next chord, I'll keep that the same as what we had in everything else. You know, we've made a lot of changes. Let's go back to the beginning and listen again. Oh, and let's save. Notice up here, okay, right now it says untitled. I have not saved my work. So I did all this work. I've been working for half an hour on this. If I went away from this page right now, I would lose all of the work that I did. So what I want to do is I want to go back and save it. So how do I save? Well, I go to File and I say Save. Of course, if you wanted to change the name, you would say Save As. If you were doing some work on this song and then you wanted to make another version of this song or make some more changes, but you didn't want to lose the original one, you could do a Save As. But I'm going to do Save. And this is going to be my COVID isolation song. And I want everybody to know whose song it is. I'm going to put my name on it too. All right. Maybe I'll even put a hyphen in there. All right, so I'm going to save that song and it'll go into my file if I logged in. And so when I go to open my song, I know which one is mine, okay? It's not Alexandria Jenkins. It's not Tresor's. It's the COVID isolation song by Alderman. I know exactly which one is mine. All right, let's listen to the beginning here. All right, not too bad, if I do say so myself. Except for this little part at the end. I don't know. It's not a very, it's the same ending we've been using for so many of the things that we've been using here. So I think I'm going to go through and just Ugh, I'm going to get rid of all of it. Wham. Click and drag. Wham. Okay. And most of our rhythms have been bum 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 bum. It's the same rhythm all the time. So I probably want to make big variations in the rhythm here. I am going to I'm going to put a 16th note and another 16th note and an 8th note. Notice right now I'm just putting in the rhythms that I like. I'll go through and I'll change these later. Let's hear what that sounds like. All right, if you were to look at this right here, you'd notice that it's not quite at the halfway point. I think what I want to do is I'm going to add two values together. I'm going to add the half and the quarter together. So I'm going to add the half and the quarter together. And now it takes up a normal amount of room so that I can put in the next note. And I have to change the value again. So I want to get rid of that and get rid of that and say, okay, there we go. And put in a 1 again. All right, let's listen to what that rhythm sounds like. Ooh. Yeah, I like it. So what do you think? First note, do you think that should be a chord tone or a non-chord tone? Well, right now it is a non-chord tone. Maybe I'll just leave it there. Boy, that's going to give a little bit of tension to the end of my song, the end of my phrase here. It's going to put some tension in because it's a non-chord tone. So I'm going to say, keep it the same. Ba 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 bum. And I'll go down. All right, that'll become that B flat, which is a chord tone. C, 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 B, C, 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 C. Oh, yeah, it's worth repeating. Any idea that I have that's good is worth repeating. Play it again. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste. And if it's worth saying twice, it's worth saying 3 times. So let's listen to that. All right, so this one goes same, 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 down, same, 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 down, same, 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 down. Maybe I'll continue down and I'll make it a longer value. And what chord tones? Ooh. Chord tones. I'm going to go down. I'm going to make another leap. Okay, I'm going to go down to 4. And maybe I'll end with a rest again. Give my singer a chance to recover. Get a breath in there. All right, let's go back to the beginning of the song and find out what do we have so far. Click on 1. Press play. All right. There's only one thing that would make this song even better, and that is to change all of the sounds from nothing but boring piano to something else. I click on band, I go down here, and I can pick all sorts of different things. I can pick reggae, hip hop, bossa nova, pop ballad. Ooh. Um, let's see here. There's even a couple of things that my students came up with. Hmm. You know, I'm thinking pop ballad. I'm going to see what that sounds like. Now, if I click on this, it's going to start downloading and preparing all these sounds. And there's going to be a surprise because not only are we going to have, piano, but we're also going to have arpeggios and gospel sounds and a tambourine backbeat and a shaker and drums. All that stuff is going to get added to the song that we wrote that was just piano at the beginning. Listen to the difference. Here it comes. It's kind of hard for me to understand the lead. The sound that is being used right now for the melody up here kind of gets lost. So I am going to change the vocals. Maybe I'm going to change the do lead to a keys. And I am going to make that a harpsichord. Maybe I can hear the melody better if it's a harpsichord. It's a little better, but still can't quite hear as much as when it was just piano. So, wonder what I can do about that. I'm going to pull this up, see. Why don't we try a different sound? We'll try rock. See what rock sounds like. It's downloading and preparing the sounds again. And when it gets done, I'm going to have an electric guitar and an organ and a bass and rock drums and a shaker. It takes a long time for these sounds to get loaded, but once they do, it's good stuff. Makes my song sound like $1,000,000. There, it's finally done. Now we're going to play it. What is that going to sound like? Let me get this down and out of the way. Same song we had before. Still starting at measure number 1. Wow. So there you have it. We wrote a song. It only took us 45 minutes. Lose all track of time when you get started on these things. But, I could make this song even longer. I could go from here and make it something completely different. change it around and then go back and play the beginning again. So that's probably what the next step would be for me. But before I leave, I want to make sure that I save my work. So I go to File and I pick Save. So now when I close it up, I know it'll be there when I come back. Thanks a lot for listening. And I hope that you have fun making your own melodies and your own songs. And I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I think I'll probably do another one of these shows, but I'm going to take this song and I'm going to make it even better. So come back and see me sometime.